Hi, this is Heather with another update on my mold detox and mold recovery process. Today is, I think, December 5 or December 6. I don't remember which. It's the first weekend of December. And this is the first week or first entry where I can say I actually have some good news. I'm very excited about that. Last week was hands down, or the week of Thanksgiving, whenever that was hands down the worst week I've had for symptoms um, since mid-May when I was still experiencing COVID symptoms. Um, I it was it was dramatic and horrifying, and I really just don't even have words. I know things don't last forever, but while you're in it, it was just like one thing after another, and it was a total meltdown. Um, yeah, we can leave that there. All I can say is for the last 3.5 days, I felt okay. Like I don't have any lung issues. Um, my eyes aren't feeling like dry and weird in the way that they had been. My hair has essentially slowed to stopped falling out. Um, I'm sleeping really well. My energy's good. I don't have like brain or confusion issues or trouble focusing. Um, my vision isn't, just all the things that I was having trouble with. And there's still stuff going on, but I'm starting to feel like maybe I did a massive dump of stuff last week or the week before, and that's why things were so terrible. Um, I did decide I'm going to slow down the detox overall. I had started a new protocol with my doctor, and I think my body's just being pushed too hard, and or I have some kind of allergic response to some of the stuff we were taking. But I think I was just pushing it too hard. So what I've done is reduced my sauna sessions from weekly to every other week, and maybe every 3 weeks. We'll see. I'll play with that a little bit through the winter because I do like being warm and sweating a ton in the winter. Um, and I'm reintroducing the stuff that the doctor wanted me to start by doing one thing at a time, um, just to see if I have a response or any kind of response. So far, so good. And I'm very excited about that. The thing I wanted to share today is I'm going to be doing a test of my apartment um, because my mycotoxin urine test was so high that my doctor thought that maybe I'm still being exposed. It took me I was in denial for quite some time about the possibility of having to upend my life again. But I'm now at a place where, like, you know what? Let's just figure out the truth um, as best we can, understanding that tests are still they're still very nuanced. And so this test is called the Big Two plus Chetomium. It's from a company called Assured Bio, and you can order this online and they'll send it to you. I think it's under $100, like $60, $90, something like that. Maybe it's $90. I don't know. It's under $100. So, and it tests for Stachybotrys family of stuff, which is the black mold stuff, and Penicillium and Aspergillus, which are the two molds that my previous apartments have shown a high presence of and are consistent with the urine mycotoxin test of what I'm dumping out of my body as well. So we're going to test this apartment for those three kinds of molds, and yeah, and see what we find. Now, the thing I wanted to share is if you're doing this too, if you go in and order a kit like this, my doctor had me talk with an expert from another company about how to do the test. And you might have specifics that you would actually want to talk to her yourself. But I can share some general stuff that I think might be helpful because there were things I didn't understand when I did my previous test of my last apartment. The first thing you don't want to do, so this is like a swab. So you take like a Q-tip or whatever, and you're swabbing little square inches in multiple locations in your apartment, and they do a composite and tell you what's there. So what you don't want to do is get old dust. You want fresh dust. So don't go to the top of door frames. Don't go to the top of a fan blade, and because those are going to have just a massive collection of stuff over the years, could be years old, and you will definitely get a positive result, which will skew what you need to know. And don't test the floors. This was one thing I didn't realize. Don't test the floors. Floors are the same way. They collect, and they'll also be collecting things that come in from the outside, from your shoes, and so on. So avoid those areas. So she's recommending you can get, if you're trying to test your space, test things that are in your space. Like you test walls. You can test the top of the refrigerator. You want dust that's like 2 to 3 weeks old. You can test, and then you can also test new furniture, stuff that you haven't pulled in or salvaged from other locations. If you have new furniture, you can test that. And she's like sort of recommending that you test close to where your head would be. So if you're sitting on a couch and you have a new couch, like I do, I can test the back of the couch behind my head and just grab a little half inch from up back there. Um, or I bought a new headboard. I bought a new bed frame. One of those cheap IKEA things, because I was like, if I'm detoxing, I might be spewing out stuff, and I'm going to wait till I'm done to get nice furniture. So I just bought a cheap IKEA bed frame, and, it's probably 3 or 4 weeks old now. So I can swab the top of that where my head would be at night, or close to where my head would be at night. And that way you can get an accurate picture. And then, like, the very cool thing is, she says I can always send her the results. And because she's sort of a go-to person for a lot of doctors in the nation to send their patients to, for help with remediation and things, other kinds of sort of environmental aspects of clearing places of mold and evaluating mold presence, she's got an extensive database. And so you can send her your results, and she can compare it to the results of the environments where other mold sick people are living, and can give you the context of, like, is that number bad? Is that number high or low? And then, yeah. So rather than looking at a number and going like, oh, that's a lot, but maybe, compared to other people, it's not a lot, or maybe you think it's low, but when you look at other people's samples, you realize your number is extremely high. So I'm excited to do this, because I feel like this is the last piece of information I need to be able to make decisions about, like, what kind of work I'm going to do and where I'm going to live, and how much more I need to go into the sort of environmental aspects of clearing my space. Because the number one thing in the book by Dr. Jill Krista, Break the Mold, is avoidance. The faster you can get to the place where you have avoided mold, the faster your body can start doing the work to dump the stuff safely and effectively, with guidance and oversight. So that's my update. I've had 3.5 days. We'll see how it is. I'll post the results and log in about whether I'm still having additional good days. But holy crap, like, this is awesome. Okay, bye.